do you trace who owns the music? We all love the concept of IP and the royalties that go along with it, but how can you make more money from music now because we have AI? That's the big question. Can we create music? We saw earlier music being generated by NVIDIA. It's very nice music, but it's not Beethoven. So we've got to figure out, can we create new music from existing artists, and is there a royalty stream, and can it be authenticated? So, Roy Asherov from Legato.
Thank you. Hello, my name is Roy. I'm the guy named after Murphy's Law. Okay, so we're going to talk a bit about Legato, but for me to explain what Legato is, I'm going to have to explain to you a very boring subject. It's called music licensing, because we are a disruptive music licensing company. So before we start, my question is, does anybody here have any experience with music licensing? Magically. What the hell? There's a bunch of people. Okay. Hello, nice to meet you. I would really like to talk to you. It's really hard to find people that understand this industry. Okay. This is a huge industry. Okay. The first thing you need to know about the music licensing that should make it interesting to you is that this is a $65 billion a year industry, which obviously makes me very interested in it, and it grows 10% every year. To understand what music licensing is, I want you to think about every music that you've ever heard in a TV show or film or in a game or even when you're using Spotify. Everything that came to your ears, hopefully legally, somebody paid a license to allow you to hear it. The movie or TV show paid somebody for the right to play that music. Spotify is paying a lot of money to the big record labels to be able to give you that music, so to charge a subscription. So the music industry itself, the music licensing industry, is the backbone of how the music industry works. And everything that you're going to hear now is something that we don't usually get exposed to. But when I got exposed to it the first time, because I'm also not only a technologist, I'm the founder of Legato, but I'm also a musician. And I got to sell a few songs, a few licenses to a few songs to a Netflix show. And that's how I got into this industry. And it really made me very interested, because a 30-second piece of song in a Netflix show played in the radio while other characters speak. If you had to guess, how much do you think people would make on it? I'm not talking about a Michael Jackson song. Imagine a song that you've never heard before, from a country you've never heard before, played on the radio for 30 seconds in a TV show that you've never heard about. How much money do you think they made on that 30 seconds? Any thoughts? 10 cents? $5,000. Is it interesting now? Yes, exactly. So that was my reason to get into it. Now, you probably have known some of these artists for most of your life. My question to you is, when these artists, when their music is played on Spotify or in an ad, or if you hear them in a film or TV, who gets paid? If you're going to say that these artists get paid, the answer is no. They don't get paid. They used to get paid, but they sold their rights. Somebody else is getting paid for their music today. These are some of the companies getting paid for their music today. And we call them catalog owners, song funds, publishers. There's a bunch of names and a bunch of different titles you can call them. But these are the VCs of the music industry. They invest in music so they can monetize the hell out of it. And when I say invest, I mean that they invested, in 2021, they invested $5 billion to purchase music rights from these famous singers. And when you purchase a catalog of a famous singer, you're paying hundreds of millions of dollars. And what you're getting for those hundreds of millions of dollars is the right to monetize their songs and get paid when their songs are being used. And their job, again, is to squeeze every last cent from that investment by selling licenses to streaming TV, etc. And they have salespeople pitching to all that stuff, to all those people. Now, here's their problem. They bought a huge catalog. They have millions of songs. 20% of those songs are hits. 80% of those songs, not hits. Which means that the top 20% is the thing that they focus on. That's where they make their money. The other 80%, they cannot scale. They cannot make money on those songs. Those songs are sitting in on a dashboard somewhere, collecting dust, maybe collecting a bit of money from streaming, but they can't monetize these songs that are less known or less or maybe older because they don't have the technology to do it. And this is where Legato comes in. We're helping the biggest music catalogs in the world monetize that long tail of songs. The way we do it is that we allow them to bring that licensing option to where the buyers already are. Where do you think buyers of licenses exist today? Where do they hang out? Where do they hear music?
In their car.
In their car. What do they listen to? The radio? Okay. Maybe some people are listening to the radio still today. Spotify, right? This is what we do. We connect the licensing information of 80% of the songs through our APIs into the biggest streaming services in the world, and we're turning streaming services into licensing services. Basically, what we imagine is that in that future, when people that usually buy music elsewhere are also able to buy that music where they're actually listening to it for the first time, we are looking at a possible gain of $1 to $2 billion every year, just money laying on the floor if they just had access to license it. How would that work? Well, an artist or a marketer or an ad agency or a music supervisor, the people who actually buy the songs for TV shows, they would listen to a Spotify song. They're like, oh, this song is amazing. Let me right-click on it, click the license it button. This is our button. And this shows up. This is our widget. Imagine just like buying with PayPal or Stripe, but you're actually buying a license to use a song for a commercial reason. In your ad, in your TV show, in a remix, in a game, anything. And in 2 minutes, you have a signed license, a signed contract by both sides. That's what our technology enables. Now, we're just going for the catalog owners as the first cohort of people, of target market. But we're also going to approach indie labels, where we think there's another $3 billion a year, and indie artists. After we go over there, we're going to be looking at about $10 billion a year in terms of lost revenue. Now, the team, just myself, in terms of the tech co-founder, that's me. I'm the co-founder. I wrote most of the code right now. And I've been not only a technologist, but as a musician, as you've already heard. Adam is my co-founder. He's sitting over there. He's coming from the music industry, has been there for about 10 years, and he is the one getting us all the artist partnerships. So through them, we're able to actually gain our first customer. We're literally signing the contract this week. And our future plans, after we finish with the music industry, is to go to a bunch of other verticals. Of course, this is maybe a few years in the past, in the future, sorry. I don't know why. But in terms of what our technology enables, any type of intellectual property, whether it's IP licensing for music, books, even licensing your voice for AI models is possible with this technology. Sorry? How do I charge? We take 10% out of each license that gets bought. And we also charge for our API for the queries. We have a working prototype. We have our first customer. We have a bunch of letters of intent in progress from a bunch of both catalogs and platforms that want to feature this license it button. We're currently raising a pre-seed. We look forward to hearing from you. Thank you very much.
I know I'm going to make money. I'm going to start singing in the shower, recording it, and having Legato sell it for me. Finally, a use of those morning songs. Since you're dealing with Hollywood, you need some Hollywood sunglasses. Thank you very much.